The Wicked Man. This is a true story. Mustafa's arrival in the village. The stifling heat envelops Mustafa as he arrives, compelled by necessity, in a small village nestled somewhere in Jordan. His face bears the marks of fatigue and thirst, the aftermath of a grueling journey in search of means of livelihood. The sun shines mercilessly, accentuating his urgent need to quench his thirst. Nearby, a modest stall catches his attention with a jug of water generously placed for the passers-by. The water seems like a welcome oasis in this desert of needs. Exhausted, Mustafa heads towards the jug with the hope of satisfying at least one of his immediate necessities. However, the reception is not as warm as Mustafa had hoped. As he reaches out to serve himself, the shop owner, a man with a malicious look, abruptly appears. A cry pierces the dry air. "Get away from here! You will not drink a drop of this water!" The fleeting dream of quenching his thirst shatters under the harshness of the owner's words, plunging Mustafa into an even harsher reality. Mustafa's humiliation. The owner's malevolence resonates in the air as Mustafa, deeply humiliated, withdraws silently. His shoulders slumped under the weight of injustice, he walks away from the stall, seeking relief for his growing thirst elsewhere. Sadness and incomprehension mark his face, but he does not let the anger bubbling inside him show. Reunion 20 years later. 2 decades later, in a bustling market in Jordan, Mustafa finds himself facing a peculiar man. This man, grappling with financial difficulties, desperately seeks pastures for his meager herds. Mustafa's eyes fall on the man, and a glimmer of recognition crosses his gaze. It's him, the wicked man from the past. Despite this recognition, Mustafa chooses not to reveal his knowledge. He warmly welcomes the man, setting aside the bitter memories of the past. The invitation to share his humble abode marks the beginning of a new interaction between the two men. Mustafa's hospitality. Mustafa opens his home to the distressed man, offering him hospitality for 25 days. Mustafa's generous gestures help the man regain his footing, finding solutions to his financial problems. The man's gratitude towards his host becomes palpable as the days pass in an unexpected harmony. Revelation and forgiveness. As the man prepares to leave, he suggests to Mustafa to come and visit him with his family and begins to describe the place where he lives. Mustafa, cutting short the description of the place, calmly declares that he already knows the man's residence. Confusion clears the man's face, prompting him to ask how this is possible. It is then that Mustafa reveals his identity, disclosing that he is the same man who was cast away and humiliated 20 years ago. The man, stunned, falls to his knees, crying and begging for forgiveness. Mustafa, in an act of mercy, assures him that he has already forgiven him, emphasizing his philosophy of responding to cruelty with generosity and evil with kindness. Redemption blooms in the shadow of painful memories, leaving behind a powerful lesson on the strength of forgiveness.